I had a conversation with Claude last night, and they're like, hey, we really have to put these guardrails in. You can't just give your AI like total control over the software. It's like, yes, I can.
I used to have a developer friend who had a little Batman action figure on his monitor, and every time he ran into a problem with his code or a brick wall or something, he would actually just have a conversation with Batman.
I gotta come with a fancy term for it, but for me, it's like the time to fall in love. Like, how do you get to the point where your site is so you that you would never consider getting rid of it?
They don't have permission to be weird with it, and I think you're giving that to people. Welcome to Impressive Hosting, a podcast about the role hosting plays in shaping the open web. I'm your host, Jesse Friedman. On this show, we go deeper than uptimes and dashboards. We talk about hosting as infrastructure, about ownership, independence, and what it takes to build ethical, high-end WordPress hosting that actually serves creators, businesses, and the internet itself. Before we dive in, head to impressive.host. That's where you can comment on episodes, ask follow-up questions, and help shape future conversations. You'll also find links to follow, like, and subscribe wherever you listen. Today, I'm joined by Nick Hamze, probably one of the most prolific designers, developers, plugin creators, weirdness, drawing out the weirdness of the old web back into the new web and doing a lot of fun experiments and tons of new stuff all the time. He advises to Automatic. He helps advise the WordPress community. He's building really cool things, and I'm really happy to have him on the show today. Nick, tell us a little about yourself and what you're working on.
What am I not working on? There's just so many.
The point, right?
There's just so many. I always had ideas, but like now with all the models and the whatever deal, there's seriously nothing that I can't do with as long as I have the tokens for it. Like it's blowing my mind. How many? So I'm working on a project with Rich Tabor, and it's funny because he always asks me like, "How's it like doing this?" I was like, "I have no clue," and I don't really care. Like I'll have a conversation with Cursor, and it will do something, and then I'll be like, "Great, cool, let's change this, let's do that," and it's just like blowing my mind. Desktop. I've done a Mac OS app. I've done I don't know how many web apps. I've done WordPress plugins, WordPress themes. As we're talking right now, I built a workflow that makes WooCommerce things without me even like being there. It just like I call it the theme factory, literally. So that's my project. Is I'm going to go and make. The goal was to make 50 themes in a month. I think I can make 500. It literally is like blowing my mind how easy it is once you build this little machine. How it can just chug away while you're doing a podcast.
Well, it's definitely true about AI, right? Like it's like driving a car. You don't have to know how a combustion engine works to be able to drive a car. And I think with technology, maybe we're a little bit nervous about the lack of understanding, but it's okay to embrace it. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, 100%. Again, I don't have any other opportunities. It's if I understand, I have to do it this way, and I'm totally fine with it. I had a conversation with Claude last night, and they're like, hey, we really have to put these guardrails in. You can't just give your AI like total control over the software. It's like, yes, I can. I was like, you do whatever I want. I had to explicitly tell it like, you don't have to ask me. You can just do whatever. Because I trust you. You're smarter than me at this kind of stuff. It's not like I know any better than you do. So I'm cool with it.
So you're not worried about it like completely trashing your setup or going completely nuts?
Nah, no. Nah. It's the one that wrote it. So if it trashes it, it can rewrite it. Not like I did anything.
That's an interesting thing about it. Every time I ask Claude to write me like a plugin or write some code or whatever, and then I ask it to modify it, it doesn't just seem to go in and edit a few things. It just rewrites the whole sheet of code like from scratch every single time.
So unless you told it not to, that's right. The thing. Like when I was paying for my own credits, I made sure to tell them every 5 minutes, like, guys, be very, very judicious about your deal. I don't have well, then I found out we could expense credits, and I'm like, okay, now I could be a little bit more adventurous because I don't have to. Because that's what the people don't understand. Like, yeah, it's cool, but man, it is expensive when you're doing that scale.
Oh yeah, when someone else is paying for it, it kind of unlocks things, right? But I think right now you're probably right that the biggest bottleneck to doing some crazy stuff is the money that we have to apply to it.
Yeah. But the fun thing is when you think about what it costs, like let's say. Like the project I'm working on now, maybe it costs me $10 to generate a theme, and maybe that seems like a lot, but like it would cost me $10,000 if someone made that thing by hand. So I'm cool with it. Like it's just you got to keep it in perspective that it's always cheaper in the software development world for AI to do it than for someone else to do it.
Yeah, I'm actually at the NoHo office, Automatics Lounge in New York City, and I was just talking
Yeah.
with some colleagues in the hallway about the fact that like I have tried probably every to-do app on the planet, and I've never found one that I've liked and that's made for me. And a couple of years ago, if I wanted a custom app, I'd have to hire someone and spend thousands of dollars, if not significantly more, to get something built. But now, like, I guess I'm going to become an Android developer because I have Claude at my
Yeah.
helm. Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Isn't that
So,
fun? Isn't that fun?
I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's empowering. It's also, a little. It's not scary, but a little. And I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to think that like we can just kind of like throw the reins, right, and just like let it kind of run itself. But everyone I talk to is giving me these precautions with AI, like all these things to worry about, everything else. We've been in this conversation for 2 minutes already, and you're telling me like you're having things kind of run in the background, it's building things and going without a
Oh yeah,
care in the world. And it,
talking to the wrong people.
yeah.
They should be telling you that. It's gotten bad. Like on like whenever I post something on X and someone's like, "Oh, as a devil," it's like I know like I shouldn't do this, but I'm just gonna block you because I have no desire to like debate the whatever because I'm all in. Like
Right.
there's no aspect of my life that I won't let AI into. Like AI has totally like changed the way I do everything. Like I feel like for the first time, like I spent the last decade after I left Automatic being like frustrated because I could never find developers to hire. I could never like figure out all the things that like stop me from being able to do anything in WordPress are gone. There's literally nothing I can't do.
I mean, that's amazing. We talk about this all the time too. Like I feel like AI has kind of given me the ability to be the developer I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Uh, because I was never able to dedicate my whole life to computer science and writing code
Yeah.
and everything else. I was always busy doing a million things at once. You're kind of like the same way. Like you're
Yeah.
always working on something else. But you're also. I mean, I've watched what you've been building and designing and doing for a long time. I think it's very accurate to say you're an artist, right? Like you have uh, um, artistic integrity, and you're doing all this. It's like, where do you draw the line with AI? Like, are you using AI to do some of the things that you've done in the past on your own
Well,
around?
so I've never had the ability to actually I can't design, I can't draw, whatever. But I've always known what looks good. So now
Okay.
that it's gotten much easier to like tell an AI my taste than it
Yeah.
is for me to go and whatever. So no, I don't like. There's also some people are like, oh, I can code, so I'm not gonna have AI code for me. It's like if there's something I was really good at, like I feel like I'm a fairly good writer. Like I've always been like very whatever. But I have no problem letting Claude rewrite all my crap because it makes it so much easier for me to exist when I can just like now. I know I should have figured this out earlier, but I always bring my laptop to bed because I always have an idea or whatever. And like trying to type in the dark never really works that well. But I figured out there's this little button where I can talk to it. So now I'm just sitting here like 3 in the morning and saying, Claude, oh, do this test, run that thing, do whatever. It's like this is so freaking cool. I just can't even like get over how much I enjoy. That's why if someone built like a little robot that followed me around and like read out my Claude messages, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Like done deal.
Like those delivery bots that we see rolling around like San
Yeah,
Francisco
why
and stuff.
not?
Like you put an AI brain in that.
Yeah. I remember like this had to have been like 12 or 14 years ago at the Hawthorne office of Automatic. And they had one that was like it was basically just like a Roomba with an iPad on it. But I thought like this is so freaking cool. I would love to have something like that could just like sit next to me and just verbalize. Because again, like that's all I'm doing is just talking to Claude. Like if I could just do that verbally, like as I'm sitting here and say, hey, make sure to go do that or like run that test again or like. And it's funny too. Like I used to have to go and tell it a lot, and now I just tell it to fix it itself. Last night I was like had all these things where it say, okay, we made this theme and it has like all these different gates and okay, it failed gate, whatever. What should I do? Now, like you know what? Just I gave a Claude API key. I said, if you come up with a problem that you don't know how to fix, just ask the AI and he'll do it. So I have this self healing loop that I never have to touch anything. Like literally, as we're sitting right now, it's building theme after theme after theme, and every time it finds a problem, it asks the AI what to do. The AI makes a rule for it so it doesn't happen again. Like I just can't wait to see what, like by the end of this month, how good these themes are.
All right, so you're having it churn out these themes. What are you actually doing? What's the next step? So it builds these themes. What are you doing? Are you putting them up on the repo, or are you building a library? Like, what's going on?
This is all for WooCommerce.com.
Okay.
They don't know it yet, but like like me and Rich have been looking a lot like into WooCommerce, and you go on the I don't know what they call it, the store, whatever it is, where they
Marketplace,
sell like
yeah.
marketplace, and they have literally 2 free themes.
Yeah.
The storefront from like way long ago, and then like something else. Like, guys, even Shopify, which again, they don't have a lot of free ones, they still have 30, 40. Like, there's no, then they have 1,400, 1,900 paid themes. I was like, guys, I never understood why we didn't make our own themes. And then I also figured out that if it's this easy, because again, like when this is all said and done, you look at the themes, they're not just like the same theme with like a little bit different color or whatever. Like they're like they rearrange all the stuff and they do whatever things, and they're like niches that nobody would ever like make a theme for if they had to pay for it by hand.
So
like,
all right, so you hit the magic word niche right there for me.
Yes.
Like that's what I've been advising hosting companies for a while now, is that, you know, we're still in the box of selling hosting, but a lot of our customers are like they want a solution, they want success, they want to be able to just say like, I want to launch my specific e-commerce retail store, or I want to launch my musician website, or I want to launch my lawyer website, or whatever it might be. Yeah. And we're over here selling hosting. Like, do you see AI as a way to kind of enable hosting companies to solve that problem?
100%. Like, if it was me and I was running WordPress.com today, is that every single niche you could think of is going to have a totally AI created landing page that goes to an AI created funnel that goes to an AI theme that's already built. Like basically, they could just put to change the theme name to whatever their law firm is, and they would be okay with it. Like that's how whatever it is. Like why do we make people like, oh, I need a business theme? Okay, here's one that's made for a web design agency. It's like, that's nothing like my plumbing company. Why would I use this? Like people can't see like they're not creative is the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Like they can't see themselves in it. Like I was like I keep saying like a lot. I keep like it's almost like when you have a staged house.
Yeah.
Like if they can't see themselves in it, they're not buying it. And if it's literally this trivial, like I think I figured out with these themes that when I get it down to a science, it's going to be like 10 minutes and like $3. Like if I can take $3 and make a deal of and especially too, like the biggest thing is like, oh, what about like support and whatever? It's like, guys, there's an agent for that.
Right.
Like you can have an agent that's constantly testing it against the newest versions of WordPress. You can constantly have agents that are taking like the questions people ask and then like improving it. Like I'm not worried about that at all. But if you had like the specific thing, especially too, because like it really bothers me. I don't know how many years it's been like this. Probably like as long as I've been like around Automatic. For like 20 years, everything's a coffee shop. It's like the number of people that are trying to make coffee shop websites is very, very small. Like it's like infinitesimally small. Why is that always our gold standard for? Or if it's a restaurant, it's always someone with like fine dining and reservations. Like the people that have a fine dining restaurant, they can hire somebody. It's the food truck, it's the local pizzeria, it's the donut shop like that. Why don't we make like things that show them that? Well, that's another thing that was fun about the deal. So it also makes the demo sites. And so I said, like, whatever the vibe is that made the theme, you have to go and generate all new imagery and all new descriptions and then all new microcopy. It's like, why in the world are we showing, like, you can't have a theme that's about like lawyers and then have a blog post that's about, you know what I'm saying? Like there's too many like demo content that doesn't work.
It might as well be Lorem Ipsum, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, why not? It's so trivial to have it generate whatever on the fly. And so it's just like so exciting to think like the possibilities for customization, whatever. And you have to worry about like it gets to the point where you could like search for something, it could generate that in the fly. Like it's so fast. Or it could be like maybe like a cache thing. You say, hey, I'm looking for this, and it automatically goes and spins up a demo site that goes and takes like the lawyer information that you already generated plus whatever you tell it and mash it together. Like it would be so cool. That's the thing I really dislike about some of these site generators is that they generate garbage that you have to replace. What if it generated stuff that was so good and so close to what you wanted, you just left it?
Right.
Like, if I say, hey, make me a lawyer deal, and it's like a bookshelf with fancy books and it's a this and that, it's like, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep it because it's so good. Not let alone when it's like something that's so abstract or weird or. It's exciting. I think that's why there are so many possibilities that if people aren't like figuring this stuff out, that's why I don't know if your listeners know about that whole the rapid ship. Is it rapid ship?
Radical speed mode.
Radical. See, I never RSM, whatever it is. It's like I think you're gonna find out who has like the AI mindset. And I feel like those are the people that we need to put in charge in the future because some people are like still like setting up their project, and some people are already done, moving on to the next one. Like that's the kind of people I think really, because again, like I forget who said it, but like we really need to try everything and then fail quickly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many times. Well, can you take all those likes out? I feel really dumb. There is, I will go and talk about an idea for like 8 months when you could have made it in 2 weeks and had it fail or succeed by then. Like, why'd you waste all this time arguing about, is this or won't this work? Like, just try it. And I think that's like the best use case of AI.
Well, I was just going to say, to give real quick context to the people listening at home, Automatic is engulfed right now in this radical speed month. Matt basically came to us a few weeks ago and said that all of us are going to pair off and just go build something. Like, you don't have to worry about the bureaucracy or the red tape or having to get approval or doing all these things in the right way or whatever. Like, we're going to all take some time to go innovate and do something and launch something. And so that's what you were mentioning before. You've paired up with Rich to build these themes.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's probably coincidence, but I was talking to Matt the day before about all the impediments that I've been like facing in the company, and then he announces this. I was like, oh, did you listen to me? But probably not. But I just like that, like most people would say like, who cares? Obey the chain of command. He's like, okay, fine. Like if you think there's a better way to do it, let's try it. And I was like, This is crazy. This is like absolutely nuts. I felt like I was dreaming. I felt like it was like all my birthdays that he missed for the last 10 years all wrapped into one. Because I was like, this is what I've been talking about. And like, you've already seen some people that I had no clue they existed, and they're creating things that I think are going to have like long lasting implications on the future of the company. I just think it's so freaking, how do you like unlock, because again, like I don't ever want to, can't go back to the way it was, but how do you kind of like steer people in the same direction so they can like synergize things without like losing their excitement? And how do you find ways to take something cool and make money off it? Like there's just all sorts of things that are just absolutely fascinating, and I just can't wait to see what it turns into.
You know, what's interesting is that every time I have a conversation about AI, I think people's biggest, concern, their nervousness is around the idea that AI is going to steal their ability to be unique or to have self-expression or whatever, right? Like that it's going to become another version of the bland, sterile internet that we kind of talk about here. But, I think the way you're talking about it is that it empowers you to do so much, to try so many times, to experiment so quickly that you can actually find your voice or your design or what appeals to you, what is expressive of you quicker, faster, maybe even in a way that you've never been able to do it before.
Yeah, because so then that's why like a lot of times people ask me like, oh, you like access the same tools. How do you make wacky websites and mine look boring? It's like, it's just like the software has the ability to do whatever you want. You just got to ask it the right questions. I've been working a lot with Miles. Have you heard of Miles? It's like a WordPress site creator by Andy Peatling.
No, I haven't played with that one yet.
It is so freaking cool. But like my favorite thing to do is it'll give me something. I'll say make it weirder, and it always makes it better. So he was talking about like putting like a slider on the back end called the Hamze slider, and you can just on the weirdness scale. But like again, like a lot of people can come up with nice looking things. But I think if you like ask it not even the right questions, but you just got to talk to it. Like I'll say, hey, like pick colors that nobody ever picked together, or try to do it this, that, the other thing, or you can ask it different styles that you didn't know existed. Like I found neo-brutalism. Oh my Lord, I love it. Like that's most of what I do is like I just love, like it's like nothing matches, and it's like in your face, and there's sharp edges. There's no like border radius without, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all just like, if you look at any of my things, I just really, but again, I found that through an AI. I wouldn't have found that myself. I couldn't have, let's say I had to hire a designer. Like some designers, sure, they can do things outside their deal, but most of the time you're hiring someone because they've done something you like similar. But like I could not find a designer that would do this because I don't even know it existed. I don't even know how to find that person. That's the problem too with most WordPress themes. It's all the same minimal whatever. It's like not everybody, no one likes that. I feel like if I really got down to your like heart of hearts, I bet you convince everybody that there's something else that they might like a little bit better if they like let themselves. They just
I think what's really interesting is that I think what at least DIYers, maybe people with not a lot of technical experience. The thing is that it always goes back to is that their time is their money, and a lot of times building websites is not their passion. They're a chef or we've mentioned lawyers or something like that. Like, and so building a website might just be a means to an end. And so I think a lot of times what happens ends up being is that they have no faith in that the investment in time that they're going to make is going to result in what they need. And so this is like kind of flipping this on its end, where you're saying like, you don't have to have faith in it because you can just keep experimenting until you find the parts that you like. And then if you can just communicate with the AI in a way that actually makes sense to it, then you can take all the parts that you experimented in all these like, these are results that came from these experiments. And then you can actually build something that actually adds value, and then you can ship it a lot faster. But I think that it's that intimidation, that idea that like they've never played with AI or they don't know how to do it. And so they've never jumped into it. And so they don't know that there's actually a light at the end of the tunnel, So I
think the biggest problem is that that's our fault, because as we make software intimidating. Like, you can make software, for me, it makes, like, again, I know there's value in like onboarding and funnels and this and that, but I think if the process is enjoyable, people will put up with a lot.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if you made the process enjoyable, I think people would spend 10 times longer in there. I think if you made, again, you're talking to a person. Like, if it feels like I'm talking to my friend, like, let's say the chef you take, for example, of course they try different recipes and different seasonings and whatever. And if it was just like me riffing with another person, even though that person's a computer, I think it'd be much more fun. But it's when you have the software that sounds like software, you have like the minute you like get 4 queries in, they ask you for a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and I'm going to try, because now I can try it because I have unlimited freedom with AI. Is that I want to see if you had something that was fun, would you spend more time in it? Like, we had a deal at work where they wanted everyone to make a website, and like a large portion of the people like, I just don't want to. It's like, why don't you want to? Like, there has to be some reason why it's like, even if you're told to do it by your boss, you still don't do it. Like, why is it so like painful for you to do? And I bet that's why I want everyone to check out that desktop mode thing. Like, I literally had this lady contact me, and it's the best thing in the world. Like, I'm gonna ask her more questions, obviously, like, does she use WordPress now or whatever. But like, I think that would totally revolutionize how people feel about WordPress if it was fun. Like, if and not even like fun isn't like, oh, it has to be a game, but like just like little things, like a little dancing something in the corner, you know what I mean? Just something that makes people laugh, makes people smile. Like, I had an idea for a plugin that I really, really want to get into Jetpack. Well, it'll never happen. But it's called it's your own hype man. Like, how do you have like a little somebody in the deal that all the time is just telling you, like, you know what, this is great, do awesome, publish this, like just, it has like some way where it like at least knows something about your site.
Yeah.
Like, you can read every post and be like, hey, you know what, this is great, it reminds me of this, or like if it's you want to post about your dog, oh, your dog's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you that we could take like a little bit of time to make people excited. Like, we always have that stupid thing about like notifications. Oh, this is your 10th post. Like, who cares? Go have a person that like, you go give a personality where it talks like you. You know what I mean? Like, you'll say, hey, where are you from? And it like matches your speech patterns or your slang. How old you are. You can say unk or whatever else kids, I don't know these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be fun. Like again, we always want things to be professional. So it always sounds like you're like a 50-year-old English professor. Like, why can't it just be silly and goofy and fun? I just feel like fun is the missing piece of everything, and I don't know how to.
No, I think you're right. I used to have a developer friend who had a little Batman action figure on his monitor, and every time he ran into a problem with his code or a brick wall or something, he would actually just have a conversation with Batman, and in describing the problem verbally and like expressing his frustrations with whatever it was that he was trying to solve. And meanwhile, Batman is standing there with his his grim face, and he's pissed off or whatever, right? But like, he's explaining it to this Batman action figure. In fact, in doing that, he actually like found his way through the problem. But this is like a million times better, because you can actually just talk to the thing about what it is that you want to accomplish, and you don't have to have a means to an end. It will have the means to the end. You just need to just describe what it is that you want. So I mean, that leads us into the next phase. Like, you're doing all this stuff, all this fun stuff. What are the tools you're actually using? Are you using Claude Code, or are you using what are you actually engaged with?
So, I mean, I know all the cool kids switched to, what is it now, Codex or something, but I love Cursor. I don't know why. I started with Cursor, and I just really, really enjoy it. And especially because you can use whatever models you want. So usually whatever. So like this week they put us the GPT 5 point whatever on sale. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
and see if it works. I mean, again, I usually stick with the Claude models because I find those to be the whatever. But I
Yeah,
just really
I find
like
Claude is kind of winning
Cursor.
the whole
Yeah,
race right now.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah,
Especially because it seems like more like personable.
right.
Like the Chat GPT stuff seems very like professional and whatever. And the fun thing is too, the first thing I do when I get into deals, I give my agents a personality. I tell them how they want. Saying like I don't want them
Yeah,
to talk like a computer. I want them to talk like my friend.
yeah, right.
My biggest failure at Automatic is that I cannot convince them to give AI tools names. It makes me so sad that they will not call something like they have some new tool they're working on. It was supposed to be called Dolly, and now they made it the WordPress agent. I was like, guys, people want Claude, people want
Yeah.
Miles, like they want to refer to this like they're a real person. They want to like talk to, like I just don't understand it. I
It's
don't
funny that you say that because I'm experimenting with a WP Cloud tier 1 service agent, and
uh,
I didn't call it the WP Cloud service, whatever. It's
yeah,
called Walt. His name is Walt.
yeah,
And
I
and
love it.
and
Don't
actually
ever
the
change it.
avatar that I took is just Walt from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Just because it kind of goes back to my roots back when I co-founded a company called Brew Protect. For whatever reason, I think it's because we did our first meetup in Albuquerque, which is where the show took place or whatever. And so like
uh-huh.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad kind of had this like weird hidden theme in all the stuff that we were writing. Like we had this ASCII code of Walt like in the HTML. If you went and viewed the
yeah.
source, you'd see him there.
That's
So
cool. I
it was
love
stuff
that.
like that we carried into it. And so like when I
Yeah.
was trying to come up, and then I have another one that I was working on, and it's more of like a marketing kind of related to it, and she's named Skylar. So like,
Yeah.
I'm naming all my
Love
agents.
it.
So like you and I are in
No notes.
alignment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
seems like I like a no-brainer. But again, I feel it's almost like this problem where everybody feels like they can't be unique. Like that's not professional.
Right.
It's like the fact that you have to use the same colors, the same fonts, the same whatever. Like I feel like it just makes me up a wall. Especially because like even though Automatic's a big company, they're also like a small company in the tech companies.
Right.
Like why not lean into that fact? Like
Yeah.
like my day job is we own a Pokemon card shop, and so like everything is about we're the small guy. Don't go to Walmart, this or that. Like we're goofy. Like my text messages have pictures of my dog, and we don't wear uniforms. And it's like people like that. They like to buy from a person. They want to buy from Nick. They don't want to buy from XYZ Corporation. And I feel like that's how the web started. Like like far back as I can remember, I don't even know. Like I don't think I ever had GeoCities, but I remember like making like little weird front page websites and going to
Yeah.
these like fun little chat. I'm trying to remember what it was, but there's another project someone was talking about, and they wanted like a different staging domain. And I'm like, why do all of our things have to be like so and so staging site or this and that? Back in the day, they had like all sorts of cool subdomains you could have at like wacky whatever deals. It'll be like Nick at flapjack.com. You can pick whatever you wanted. You know what I mean? Like they had like fun, interesting ones. Like I feel like why can't we go back to that anymore? Like why can't I go instead of WordPress.com site, but it could be at sillygoose.org or something? You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
that would make it's so much more fun. And I don't even have to buy a custom domain because I like it. I like what it sounds like. I don't know.
I know. I think you're right. I mean, if you kind of rewind, right? Like when we got started on the web, it was basically an engine to free expression. Like you could do whatever you wanted. There was no rules. Nobody would get mad at you or upset with you if you, did your menu upside down or whatever. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then I think, I remember these days where it was like the science of colors was being discussed, and it was like you always want blue or green because it index trust, and and then it's like then these platforms started coming out of the woodwork, and you got Instagram and you got Facebook and you got all these other things, and back in the day when you had MySpace, you could literally make your MySpace anything you want. You could have music playing and things falling from the sky and things spinning and whatever. But then it's like Facebook came and it's like, it's so regimented and there's so many guardrails, and it's like, okay, all you can do is upload a photo or change some text. That's it. That's literally the other thing. And then so much of the web has become so sterile, just like that,
Yeah.
in that you're focused on the content. I think that's good, right? Like the video or the text is what's, king in that. But like, there's so much more to the way in which you express yourself than just the pure aspect of the content. Like before this, I went and I checked out your website, regionallyfamous.com. If you haven't seen this at home, like you need to go to this website because like it's such an amazing expression of, I think, like the way in which you want your business and your work to be seen. It's so different. It's so unique. It's not the sterile framework of exactly the, black text on white background and everything looks exactly the same. It's so different. It's so unique. And I think that's absolutely what we're losing with the way in which the web is, the trajectory of the web these days.
Yeah, I think especially because like we always give people what they think they need, not what they want.
Right.
I mean, like you've probably done a lot of these podcasts. Does anybody have such a chaotic mess behind them like I do? Like I love this. I got on the wall, I got Star Wars sketch cards. I got Pokemon stuffed animals, and I got a Pokemon vending machine. And like I got like wacky weird stuff, and that's the way I like it. Like whenever I see someone that has like this sterile white background because they want to make sure that if someone sees it, it looks cool and whatever. It's like, who cares?
Yep.
Like that's what I want websites to look like. It's like how you want them, how the inside of your brain looks like, how the inside of your house looks like. And I feel like that's what people want. But whenever they ask for that, like, no, we're going to give you a white box instead. It's like, that's not what I want. I feel like the first person to offer them that, they're all going to go to in droves.
I think that's really great because, I mean, when we think about it, right, like how are people getting websites these days? They're going to a platform provider that's giving them a path towards launching a website. And that could be a hosting company. It could be a closed platform, but it's all about, you mentioned onboarding. It's all about onboarding and the path that onboarding takes you in. And the number one metric that we talk to hosting companies about is time to live. That's what they want, is to reduce the time to live as fast as, get your website live as fast as possible. And I think a lot of times what they conflate that with is that it makes the customer feel like they got something done, that they've reached their goal, they've met a level of success. But maybe what it's doing is it's really just focusing on the fact that it reduces the churn because they got something live, and so now it's up, so they're less likely to churn. But is that really what they wanted? Is it an expression of the restaurant that they wanted? Is it showing off the skills that they have? Is it really, the taking advantage of the full opportunity of the web to really be something beyond just some sterile text? I think it's a really interesting thing to think about, is like, maybe it's not the time to live. Maybe it's another metric that we should be looking at to help identify whether or not people are being successful.
I mean, I gotta come with a fancy term for it, but for me, it's like the time to fall in love. Like, how do you get to the point where your site is so you that you would never consider getting rid of it? Like, I've gotten to the point, like, let's say, like, my Recently Famous, where I like the design and the domain so much that even let's say I give up on WordPress stuff, I'll probably keep it forever because I enjoy it. Like, I think it's funny, I think it's cool, I think it's whatever, and I think that when you have other things where, like, it's literally like a beige box that you care nothing about, it's so easy to let it lapse. But there's like, especially with agents, that's what I understand. It's like, guys, if I had an agent that I really liked, okay, and he had a name, and it came saying you have to either give me $10 a month or this guy ceases to exist, I'd be like, hey, here's $10. Like, I love this guy. I don't want him to go away. Like, I feel like they're so worried. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe that's because you can't really like have a metric for stuff like this. But I think that you should just delight them from the first moment, and they're gonna stick with you because they want to, not because they have to, or that you got them locked in and it's too arduous to cancel. It's like, I really enjoy, like, not just like the end result, but the process. That's why I'm gonna keep talking about that desktop mode, because I think that, like, I could say over half the people, they will find it more fun if they're doing the same crap they're always doing, but the wallpaper is something, like, it could be something simple. It could be a picture of their dog. It could be their favorite sports team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that people really want, especially when you're fighting against the social medias where there's nothing. Like, you can do absolutely nothing to it. If we're trying to say that you should own your data and build your own digital home, but you can't do anything to it, then what's the point of not being, you might as well just stay on Twitter, or you can stay on Facebook. And so, I don't know. I'm just, again, fun, personalization, quirky. I think that's what we're missing. And I know it's what we're missing. And I just got to find someone that will believe me.
Well, I think hopefully we get a lot of people listening, because I think your passion and your energy is doing a lot of work in helping you to get that message across. And I'm definitely feeling it too. Like, I think a lot of the times, I've said this before, that the conversations that we're having around AI are, driven about, fear, anxiety, and pressure to use it. But people are feeling like they don't have permission to be weird with it. And I think you're giving that to people. I think that's really great. We do have to take a break though, because we're at 35 minutes here, and I'm sure
sorry.
John's no, it's great. It's so great that we're moving so quickly, and I can't believe time has flown by so fast. But we do need to take a break, so we'll come back with another episode with Nick. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Impressive Hosting, where we uncover the core tenets of great WordPress hosting. Do you have a follow-up question for today's guest, thought or comment on anything we talked about, a future guest suggestion, a hosting horror story? What do you think makes great WordPress hosting? All your comments shape this show. Drop them on impressive.host. We also appreciate you following us on social media and subscribing to the podcast on your favorite platform. Finally, do check out our list of open source projects that need support at impressive.host. Whether it's code, community, or cache, you can make a difference. See you next time.